right?
Now they can, yes.
All
Hey,
right.
hi everyone. Hello, all of our friends who've joined us. Hey, Pamela.
Hey, hey, hey. Hey, Pedal.
How
How's
are you?
everyone doing? Each time I click on the chat and the comments, and then somehow I want to get back to the live page, it kicks me off. I'm not sure why. Anyways, well, let's see what I'm gonna go. Well, I guess I'm gonna go to chat. So once I get there, I can't really maneuver because I'm on my
That's
phone.
fine.
So, all right,
That's fine.
then I'm
Hello,
going to the chat.
everyone. Hello, everyone.
Good afternoon, good early evening. At
I
least in New
know.
York, it's early evening. There's a
It's
lot
like,
of people here. I see. Let me go all the way, scroll all the way to the top. There's Rosa, there's Fancy, Annie, Caroline, Lydia, Washington, Dolores, Cookies and Cream. Hey, Cookies and Cream, Fancy, Fancy. Annie, Blood, Julia, Rock. This whole Jacqueline, everyone is in here. Talking about all the gangs I hear. Um,
yeah,
all right.
Carolyn.
Cool.
Mrs. S.
So,
Hey, Mrs. S. And April May.
yeah, Felicia Tete. Oh, Felicia Tete. Is that a Ghanaian name? Felicia, is that a Ghanaian name? Felicia Tete. That sounds like a Ghanaian name. The last name. Um,
Ah,
might be
thank
Tete.
you.
Sounds like you are a Ga from what I remember. Anyways, just interesting. Hey, Shale Stewart, Susie Q. Yeah.
Bonnie.
Okay. April May. Hey, Mrs. S. Bonnie, not Natty Doctor. I always want to say Natty Professor every time I see Natty
Same here.
Doctor. Vivian, Chiani, Kenitha Ash, Thaya 22, Lobby, Kenneth
Bellissima.
Ash.
I love that. Bellissima. Very Italian
Yes,
sounding
very
place.
bellissima.
Yeah.
Beverly, Julia. So, all right, great, awesome. All right, well, Mama Jane. Okay, great. Everyone is here. Oh, I don't see Church Nelly. She's probably going to join later. Um,
Yeah.
Church Nelly.
Vera
Um,
and Emily C.
oh, I
And
see her. Church
Danielle.
Nelly's
Hi,
here.
Danielle. I see you. And
Yeah, I
Julia.
see Church Nelly. I was like, oh,
Oh, hey, Church Valley. Well,
she's,
welcome, you guys. Welcome to our
yeah,
Two Cents, our Sunday
awesome.
edition.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, like we always say, well, we're here for our favorites, our faves. And if you don't know by now, you will know. Or you you should know. So Harry, Meghan, Archie, Lilybeth, Diana, Lily Diana. I'll say Lily Diana. Are we still calling that whole controversy of calling her Lilybeth or just Lily? Well, her parents call her Lily, so
Lily.
we'll call her
I go back and forth, but I mostly call her Lily.
Lily, Lily Diana, Queen Mother Doria, Pula Guy, and the chickens. So don't ever forget the chickens. Archie's chickens.
Hmm.
So yeah, listen, we are here for them. We are petty and we are biased. Don't come for us or else we will come for you, unless we've sent for you. And our what do we call our followers? I don't even know what we call them. Do we have a name for our
Well, we have
subscribers?
the Two Cents crew. Just squatties. I think we have the Two Cents crew who are our members. Yeah, I see Danielle and Lydia. I haven't seen Patricoa. Did I see Patricoa? I'm not sure if she's here. I didn't see
Wait,
her.
so we agreed on 2 cents rule? Well, let's ask them. Like, listen, let us know what you let us know what you want us to refer to you guys. I mean, 2 cents crew is one.
Well,
If
no,
you guys
we
have,
already have that one, but for our members. So, but the we could do another name. Yeah, absolutely. You could
yeah,
also
so
put it in the chat. So yeah,
yeah, I
other
mean,
than squatties.
cool. All right, okay, great. So a lot has been going on. I wanted to get on here. I mean, it's just a lazy Sunday for me. So if I'm like in and out of conversations, bear with me. Sundays typically I was thinking Sundays is like feels like a lot of people are doing a lot of podcasts. Right? Isn't like Sundays so congested? Oh, by the way,
Hmm.
Terrell is back. Um, and those of you who know Terrell was one of the few YouTubers who started on talking about um, Megan and Samantha. He really focused on Samantha Markle and their father, and like really to the point where Samantha Markle was always attacking him and like the whole family, like they knew him. Um, and that's I don't know. Maybe the squatters can confirm this for me. Was Terrell there before Sister Squad podcast, or was it the same time? Because I know Terrell was. I used to follow Terrell, and through Terrell, I knew of what's this called? What should we call it? A few people. A few that evil guy, Elliot.
I don't know who any of these people are. So
Oh,
whoever it
okay.
is
So
you are, I have no
we've been
idea.
around for a while. So Elliot, I don't follow him anymore. He was just a disappointment and like a shady mess. Um, and then with Terrell,
Teal
yeah, I
said
think that's how
Terrell
I
was
knew.
first.
So I'm sorry, who said what?
Sheil said Terrell was first.
Yeah, I believe so. I think Terrell was first. He used to call us a squad. He used to say so his squad, Sister Squad, before the Sister Squad podcast, I believe, came on. So and then so Terrell was out for a while. I hadn't seen him on YouTube for a while now. He just came back. He lost his mom, his grandmother, his grandfather, his aunt, all within a period of time,
Hmm.
which is so devastating. And he just said he was going through a depression. Mental illness is like huge, right?
Yeah.
And he said he's an only child, so he just felt alone. Um, and so like not having people around, he just go to work and come home and sleep and was eating and he gained so much weight and so for those of you who know remember Terrell, yes. Yeah, Terrell led me to Success Squad too. Yeah, and Elliot at that point. Yeah. And then I dropped Elliot. Catherine is right. I did the same thing. After Elliot said like he realized that Elliot was didn't really like Meghan and Harry, he was pretending that he did. um and he was all exposed. So by the squad, which is interesting. But yeah, so anyways, I just saw that. I saw his post on YouTube, which Sussex was introducing, was reminding people that Terrell was going to post a video. So I say this to pay homage to Terrell because he was one of the few people who was in the fight when a lot of people were not in the fight, and he was literally attacked first by uh he used to call Samantha scammy. He was the um and the Markle family went after him, but he pulled through. So a little history on him. But anyways,
Uh,
um yeah. So I'm glad he's feeling better and he came back. It's a lot that was going on. Bright Eye says Terrell was first, and I started following Success Squad. Yeah, it seems a lot of people who don't know this. Terrell was first, and he really stood up for Meghan and Harry when there was just a little bit of few people, just a little people who were really speaking like on YouTube loudly and firmly. So, but it's good to hear. Good to see him. Hello, Sandra
mm,
Rose. Um, anyway, so what are we talking about today, Petal? I mean, we
Well,
have ideas, but
first and foremost, can people hear me clearly? Someone said I'm not coming in clear. I don't know if I'm coming in clear. Pamela, you hearing me clearly?
I can hear you. I mean, it's not as clear, but I can hear you. I can understand what you're saying. So if someone says they can't, maybe they can hear you.
Okay. Let me see. Let me just make sure people can hear me.
All right. So anyway,
Scrolling down.
Daniel, Medical, Terrell, and RuPaul were the first to stand up. Who stood up? I guess that's what you're trying to say. Yeah.
Okay, Christine says she can hear me. Okay, fantastic. So, I don't know if everyone saw this today. Prince Harry was on a Zoom call with an Academy Award film. There's
Yeah.
this. Did you see that on Twitter today?
I saw it briefly today. Yeah. For it's called Benazir or
Yeah, the
the
three songs of Benazir, which is a
Benazir.
yeah, and it's a
It's
Academy
Oscar
Award.
nominated.
Yeah, it is. I think it's an Oscar-nominated short documentary short, and it's about it. It says it takes place in a refugee camp in Kabul, Afghanistan, and so the two
Hmm.
directors, Elizabeth and Gulistan, I don't know how to say the last name is Merzey. So they had a Zoom call with Harry. They said last week actually. It said last week we had the honor and privilege to speak with Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex, about our film Three Songs of Benazir. Prince Harry's love and dedication to Afghanistan is truly inspiring, and we are so grateful to have had the opportunity to share a story with him. And I'm sorry, guys, I am literally sitting in my stairway because there is a party going on in my apartment, so I don't have access to my laptop where I can share any pictures or anything, but I put all of them. There are links right now in the show notes. So I linked everything in there because I knew I wouldn't be able to on this site, this streaming platform. You don't have access to share any like photos or screenshots. So I can only do it on my laptop, unfortunately. So I gotta read everything. So I'm literally sitting in my stairway right now. So
So
yeah, so I just think that's. I mean, I think that's like really cool.
right. Well, I want to. I mean, yeah, that's definitely cool. I hope hopefully they get the win. And good to them. I mean, I think there's a link to it's on Netflix, so you can watch that show on Netflix. If
Yeah,
you want, if anyone has Netflix, it's on Netflix. You can watch it.
yeah, and
Charity
I linked it.
Abwajiwa.
Yeah, I linked it.
Oh,
I
hold
posted
on.
a link.
Hold on. Charity Abwajiwa says Tete is a Ghanaian name for Ghan people. Yes, I was right. Thanks,
Ah,
Charity.
see, you know your
Um,
people, Pam.
yeah, no, yeah, I'm getting remembering all
You
those
do
things.
know your
So,
people.
so how is everyone doing? I see a lot of people here. Hey, Vera. So, just want to check in on everyone. Like, what's the mood here? How are you guys doing? I know we started off and we just started talking about a few things, but I figured I will um check in on the mood with everyone. How are you guys doing? What is the mood like? What's the temperature like? How you guys are holding up? Oh, Sheil said you're being a New Yorker pedal for sitting in the stairways. I think that's what she's trying to say.
Oh yeah, totally. When all else fails, you sit on the stairway, or you go. If it's warm, you sit out on the fire escape. If it was a
Yeah.
warm day, I'd sit on the fire escape. But it's kind of cold now, so and windy. So stairway it is.
Julia says it's snowing in Newfoundland, Canada. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, thanks, Felicia. Yes, Pam, you people are full squaddies. Oh, yeah, we've been around a long time. I know. I was following way before this whole process started. Um, the mood is great. A beautiful day in Ohio. Lydia, hey, Lydia. Wait, is Lydia a moderator? I can't remember. Was it
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. I always try to remember. Joyce says she's doing well. Um, Christine in Colorado Springs, we're getting to tomorrow. All right. Okay. Okay. Oh, you're welcome. Catherine says thanks for asking. Um, Lottie G says yes. I used to watch Elliot also, but like you said, he was on. Ooh, okay. So I stopped watching him. I started to watch Trellis's, and he was always for Harry and Meghan. Yeah, I think Trellis, Terrell started first, and then Elliot also started, and then Elliot had more people in the UK follow him, which is always the same. Obviously, when there's someone with hate or a sense of dissension, people follow that way more than Terrell. Terrell was like completely for Meghan and Harry, so the haters, the trolls don't really like that. So his 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 subscribers did not grow as fast as Elliot did, which we know why now. Uh, because side note, did anyone remember when Elliot used to lie about how somebody in the British, um, when Harry and Meghan were building their house, and how he said it's going to be a wraparound something something, that someone from the building something told him about this, and he's not going to disclose what, but we should believe. And then Harry and Meghan's house, the Frogmore, was nothing like what Elliot had described. Oh my goodness, those were the days. Oh my days. Anyways, um, I think Petal is in the hall when she's mute, so I'm gonna
Yeah,
start off.
no, I'm listening because the thing is, I don't know, and I don't know these people, so I'm like, I have I don't know what to
Uh,
say.
yeah,
I've
these
never
are
yeah, I don't know any of them, so I
these
like
are the OGs.
yeah,
These were the OGs
yeah,
before all
yeah.
this.
I came on the squad, on the scene late, and then I hadn't. Again, I'm not a YouTube person in the sense of I don't watch a whole lot of things on YouTube, so I'm very, very, very picky.
Yeah,
Unless you're a Venus and Serena at tennis and a few of the squatty podcasts, that's pretty. And America, what is it? America's Got Talent, one of those things. That's about what I watch on YouTube. So I don't
yeah.
know. I don't know who these
Ger-
people are.
Geraldine, you're right. So Terrell used to call Samantha Darth Vader. That used to kill Samantha Markle. Like Samantha Markle really knew who Terrell was. She hated being called Darth Vader so much so that she was like going after him. Like Terrell was not playing. But anyways, all right. So, but hey, you guys, has Prince Harry, as a Prince Harry, Prince William, gosh, Prince William and his wife landed in Belize, right? They did yesterday, I believe. The Caribbean. Does anyone know? I think so. I think I think he landed yesterday also. Um, but I wanted to talk about the Belize protest, the village protest. I am so happy for them that they got their way, and William and his wife canceled um, land going to visit that place. Do you know about that? Does anyone know about that whole story? I'm sure you guys.
I think one of the things I love about them is because so many times you think about like, oh,
What you love about William and Kate?
no, no, the Mayan,
Oh,
the
oh,
the
you sound like
Mayan
you know what I
who
love
are
about them.
protesting. No, I
Oh,
love
okay.
that, because sometimes you can think like, oh my gosh, it's only a few of us. What can we do? What kind of impact can we have? And then, the wonderful thing with that, it was probably less than 30 people that were there
Mm-hmm.
protesting, and look at their little protest is now a worldwide news story. What
Yeah,
they did, and they caused Kensington Palace to stop, you have come up with a whole new thing. And I
yeah,
think the thing about it is I love their passion, and I love it, that these people are clued into exactly what is going on in their land, and they don't care who you are. They're like, no, you don't disrespect our land. They're the and if people don't know, it's an indigenous Mayan village in Indian Creek, and in
yeah,
Belize. and it's a where they are also have a conflict right next door with a conservation organization that Prince William is a patron of,
Yeah.
the
So
Flora and
actually,
Fauna
yeah.
International. So
So yeah. So actually, yes, you're right. So I actually got this from Deadline, a source from Deadline, and it was written by Caroline Frost. So I don't know who she is, but you guys can go and read about her. She wrote, she says, Royals forced to cancel first stop to Caribbean tour after local protests and claims of colonization,
mhm,
colonialism. And so the village protest in Belize. So it's they were going to visit a town called Acte Ilha Cacao. It's a sustainable farm in the village of Bowden Creek,
mhm,
right? And so the royals had so what the villagers are saying they didn't consult them
right,
uh, about landing their helicopter on the local football field, which is like disrespectful. It just reminds them of their colonial ancestors who, not ancestors, colonial masters who just took whatever they wanted and came whenever they wanted without respect. And that was exactly what William and Buckingham Palace and Kensington Palace were all doing. Just like took it for granted, like, oh, we're coming, so you should be happy
right.
without
And then they
asking
also
them.
roped off a part of it as well.
Yeah, without even considering, hey, would you like us to come? How do you guys feel? Like you just assume that we want you to be there. So uh, the request to so that the villagers went to request from the police if they to protest, and they were denied, right? Which I think was a good thing that they were denied because they took to the streets, took to the streets on Friday, and they made history.
Right,
Because if they had waited for Sunday today, it would not have made that much impact.
right.
And the Royals would have already been there. So when they did it on Friday, just like genuinely, authentically, it was just grassroots. The whole world took notice. And I'm so, like you said, I'm so proud of them.
Hmm.
It was like less than 30 people. And the sign that stood out that is making global news is Prince William leave our land. Um,
Right,
was one of the signs that the signage that really stood out and everybody saw it. It was like, no. But you're right. It was FF1 or FFI rather it's called is the Flora and Fauna International.
hmm,
Um, that is the organization or charity that so-called says tries to protect ecosystems across the world. Um, and like you said, of which William is a patron, right?
hmm.
Um, and he's also, by the way, he's also the latest in line of the royals to have been a patron of this organization since his great grandfather George VI.
Hmm.
So this is a colonial uh, slavery type of strategy that this monarchy has always implemented, and they are rooted in trying to take the land of these people,
Yep.
camouflaging it with this FFI organization, which also I believe gave money to Williams F. Shot project,
Hmm.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I put
So
up like Agnes says, and this is so important. Agnes says conservation hiding itself is really colonization, and I completely agree. I
yeah,
completely agree with this. And this is what the minds are fighting. They're like,
yeah,
no, we do the same thing. We who've lived here all our lives do the same thing.
yeah.
We don't want
Naturally,
you here and you're
yeah,
taking up our land.
yeah. It's like we leave nature to be nature. So you coming in to tell us to do conservation or conserve what's the word I'm looking for? Um, cons- uh,
Conservation, yeah.
conservation. It's not going to change. It does like the natural way is better. We keep what nature has, and that's in that state. That means we're conserving nature. You're going to come in to dig and build all this thing, claiming you're trying to build an ecosystem. Well, nature has its original ecosystem. Let it be.
Yeah. And the thing that they do as well, I mean, you see it in, say, in say Kenya, and it's the same pattern that they follow. They take up a whole lot of this land that the government allowed them to do, and then they make that land private. And then the
Mm-hmm.
people in the community who live around there are not allowed on that land. Literally, they will call the cops on you. The
Yep.
people around that land cannot, they have no benefits in that land at all. And
Yep.
then what they do, especially in, say, I don't know if you remember Jekka Craig, who was one of Prince William's girlfriend. That's where he also proposed to Kate. That's
Mm-hmm.
where him and Harry learned conservation on Jekka Craig's father's farm, where they've taken up all these land, and the people in the community they cannot access that land at all. And what they do
Yeah.
is they have their rich friends come over and they use it as like a safari. Have their rich friends come over, they make millions on these lands, and the people who live in the community cannot benefit from the land. And I don't
Yeah. And
understand
just
why governments allow this, but they have been doing it. And it's the same thing. That's why the Mayans are fighting fauna right now, fauna and flora right now, for the
so the
same
same
pattern.
thing. The same thing happened all over the Caribbean and Africa and everywhere, even like the Virgin Islands and other places. A coworker of mine went on vacation with his partner and came back and he said he was so disgusted because everywhere he went that they wanted to go was other tourist places, was places where you could. And my coworker is Caucasian, and he said you couldn't see one black person, and even like the people that worked in the hotels and the resorts and other places were equally seasonal people that were brought in from Europe or America, right, to work. So you've taken the lands of the people, you've built all this resorts and hotels that you claim was going to help with the intention or the lie that it was going to help the community. And then what you did was you didn't hire anyone from the community, and
Right,
you brought in seasonal workers to work, and everyone there is equally white. And then so the money is not circulating. It's
right,
not going back into the villages. And the villages the people are not allowed to come there at all. And so he said what he and his partner did was they just went to the local restaurants and places to give back because he was just so saddened about that. And only
right,
because of my coworker and my company, our job, sometimes a lot of people are kind of like, woke to use the word loosely, um, and trying to do because of our diversity conversations that will be happening. I think it's like a chord that people are at least being aware
right.
um, of what's going on. But that's true. It's devastating, and that's why I'm like really happy. Can't wait to see how travelers will will make a difference in terms of
Mm-hmm.
I put in money and tourism back into the community and not reserving it to this um oligarchs and just
Right,
rich people who take the lands from the people, build this horrendous or awful buildings and calling them hotels and so forth and so on, devastating the land, the ecosystem, and then they even give back to the community. Obviously the government officials are paid because they allowed it, right?
right.
And so it's devastating. But yeah, I'm so happy that this tiny village knew enough to maximize social media and put their word out there. And I'm so grateful for social media for picking it up and highlighting it and making sure that people see what's going on because William and his wife um, shouldn't even go. What's the point of the tour? Like what exactly to remind people that we are still still colonizing them, even though it's not like the old fashioned way. Like who for the Queen's Jubilee? Like what the heck? How has Belize benefited from the Queen's reign over them? You
And
know?
I think too, and I think I that one of the reasons I'm so happy that Belize did it is because I hope that inspires Jamaica,
Right.
because I mean, talk about slap in the face. I mean, I hope people can hear me now. I'm standing outside. Maybe because people were saying they can't hear me well, so I'm standing outside now. Hopefully that is better. Um, But talk about slapping the face where they were deporting people, and then decided that they're going to stop the deportations until after the tour. I mean, how disgusting is that? So I
Yeah.
am hoping that the protests, and again, I'm like, I could hug all those people who are out there protesting. I hope that inspires many in Jamaica to protest, to do something, and not be out there waving flags. And I know they're probably going to take, their captive audience are usually school children who they've
Right.
taught about the Queen. And I'm hoping somebody there will protest, say
Well, I'm
something, do
hoping, yeah,
something.
I hope so too. I mean, by the way, if Jamaica feels like they can't, they should just look at Belize. Belize is
Yeah,
a village. The village in Belize is so small than, 2, 3 homes in maybe a little town in Jamaica. They're like smaller than, the country of
right.
Jamaica. And if they can make this impact, then you can only imagine what Jamaica can do if Jamaica puts put their heads together. They can make a difference. So I agree. I think Jamaica needs to just make the bold stand and decide to do what is right and move on. Like you can't be under this monarchy. There's nothing you're gaining from them, really. You can do way more. You are a nation of talented people, um, vibrant, energetic, hardworking. Like you deserve to compete amongst the greats. Like that's what I think every country should be able to have has the chance to compete amongst the greats. So don't fall for this queen thing. She's done nothing. She's what she gives you and you think you get from the queen or the royal family or the monarchy, I should say, the establishment, is way less than what she gets out of you guys from
Right.
Jamaica. Like, so if you can stop that bleeding and keep whatever she's taking out from you guys and manage it properly, you'll be way better off.
Yeah.
That's just what it is.
Yeah. Agnes says Jamaica needs to represent and give Britain a wake up call. I mean, after Windrush and the deportation, plus the way the British Jamaicans are treated in the UK, Agnes,
Yep.
100%. I totally agree.
Yep, absolutely. I don't know. I mean, listen, we can yell and scream and say all we want to say. Jamaica has to do Jamaica. So if if they want to go out there and wave flags and be so excited to see another white couple, William and his wife come and then just be served and use your hard-earned taxpayers' money to do whatever you need to keep them safe, then that's on you. I mean, listen, you have to do you. So if that you know, fits the conversation and the I don't know what to say. If it fits what you guys are looking to do and feel like that's better for you guys to be subservient to another white no a white family that has reigned and destroyed and killed and murdered and raped and sold your people, then who am I to say you should fight back? So, anyways,
No, I mean, I totally hear you. I was talking to someone from Jamaica, and one of the things we were talking about is, the fact that their prime minister, Andrew Holness, is now, the Queen appointed him to her
yeah,
Privy Council, and I'm
oh
like,
yeah,
well, how
no,
are you
yeah,
going to tie yourself to the Queen? More,
yeah,
and then how are you gonna how then are you going to ask for, demand reparations? How then are you going to, pull your country away and it to be a republic if you're tying yourself further to the Queen?
yeah.
She didn't happen to agree with me, so I was like, okay, well, as a Jamaica, they know better than I
Hmm.
just have a lot of questions about whether they, if they're really serious, why they would do
Yeah,
that. But
no, I said that. Yeah, I said that when we had actually. I'm glad you said that. I actually also brought this up when we had that spaces conversation, and there was a lot of Jamaicans on there. And one of the things I think yeah, and I said, well, didn't your prime minister or president get an award from the Queen? Or,
yeah,
and then I was like, well, that is a way of buying your allegiance. It's like, do you not realize that? So at this point, how do you don't? I mean, I'm not surprised. I won't be surprised if this is it their prime minister or their president? The prime minister, right?
Prime Minister, yeah.
Yeah. If their prime minister doesn't do anything, yeah, it is, that's the goal. That's the queen's goal. I buy you and you
Yep.
give you this empty award that means nothing. You can't use it. It means no value.
Yeah.
Uh, and so you stay mute and
Yep.
you fall in line, and that's what you would do. So I mean,
Yeah, which is what I was trying to explain to her, or
yeah.
at least what I got out of it, and she didn't agree. So I thought, you know what, she is Jamaican and I am not, so she she knows better than I do.
But
So
then
and I hope for them, but I for me, I have a big question mark on that one.
yeah, but I don't think she knows better than you do. She may be Jamaican, but that's you have point of references, right? For other black people,
Right.
right? Which we've seen that's happened in the UK with so many black people of influence who have been bought with those titles. And one after the other have always fallen in line and
Yeah.
not said much.
Yeah.
So there's a test case for this. It's not out of the blue. So if and then even the Jamaicans that were on that spaces totally agreed. It was like, yep, this is they get it. So if
Right.
the person doesn't get it, then it's just because maybe she is aligned with the politics that's there and she doesn't want to see it. And that's okay. That's her choice.
Yeah. Well, I am hoping. Again, and like I told her, it's like I am hoping to one not see Jamaicans out there flag. She doesn't think she basically thinks that mostly people are just sort of apathetic. They're not really even. She said they're not even promoting it. So, yeah. So it's
Mm,
one of those things. Yeah.
yeah. They're not promoting it, but like you said, you made another point. They will gather all the school children,
Yeah.
uh,
The captive audience. Yep.
line them up in the heat, um, with flags waving, not even Jamaican flags, really, waving the British flags
Yeah.
in most cases. Um, and so, yeah, but listen, time will tell.
Yeah.
Always, we say all these things not because we don't, it's because we have faith in Jamaica that Jamaica can make the right decision
Yeah.
if they put their heads
Absolutely.
together. They have the capabilities. They are way overdue to step up on their own, and other small nation countries are looking up to them. That's for sure. And then that's just what it is. So
Yeah.
Jamaica, go for it. You can do it.
Yeah. V. Thomas says Jamaicans are vocal people. We don't always agree with the prime minister with most of what they do. It's not being promoted in Jamaica. Yeah, that's what she said. Yeah,
Hmm.
the visit is not being promoted. So that's all good.
Hmm.
Um,
Okay.
one of my mom who is listening. Hi, mama. I
Mm.
didn't tell you, Pam. My mom is a squatty.
Oh,
I
awesome.
know.
Hey, hey, pedals, mom.
But she told me that they did the same thing when she was a child. That when the Queen came to visit my country, they lined
Mhm.
up all the school children to wave at her.
They did the same thing every
It's the
colonial.
same thing they're
Yeah,
doing
every
now.
country they colonize, they do the same thing. It's molding the kid's mind, right? It's
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
a form of manipulation and a form of control. Was when you what imagery would you remember when you have 5, 10 years, or not 10 years old, 12 years or 15 years old, or even less, standing in a scorching sun, waiting and waving a flag, and you see somebody ride in a car, and for you that is the goddess. That's someone that you reverence,
yeah,
and so you grow up thinking, and that's how our parents look at the monarchy, and they think it's really fantastic because they've been molded to believe so. So they create this, fairy tale memory in your mind. I just was telling my friend that it dawned on me last week that my mom was born into colonial era.
mm,
I didn't even think about it because I'm a generation removed from being born into the British monarchy colonialism. Like when my mom was growing up, she was the British were colonizing Ghana, right? Um, and I never really thought about it until I was like, oh my God, some form of slavery. I'm a generation removed from slavery.
wow,
I was like, oh my goodness. So I was telling all my friends, they were like, oh my God, we never thought about it that way. I was like, yes. it is not that long ago that Ghana was like, we got independence in 1957, 56. Someone can correct me. Um, but that's how my mom was a young girl
Wow.
at that time.
Wow.
So yeah. So this slavery and colonizing nations is not like talking about the 1300. No, we're still feeling the impact.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And so, anything else you want to add to that, or you we can move to another
no, no,
topic?
no, that's good. That's good. I'm good on that. Just let's keep make sure that we celebrate Belize for doing its thing. And
Yes. Kudos, Belize.
I don't know. I see some spoilers were saying that they're gonna, because the tour is like still on a very shaky stage. They said they weren't going to watch, but they said they will watch. I'm like, I'll wait to hear on Twitter what people are saying. I'm not inclined to watch it at all, but I will see what happens.
Yeah, Pam. Now you sound like you're in a tunnel. Now, wherever you moved to,
I didn't move
but
anywhere. I'm still
yeah.
sitting right here.
But moving on, a few couple of episodes ago, we did an in depth with Child Q. It's with the schoolgirl who
What do you want to do? Ukraine first before we do Chunky? Chunky's
no, with it, because we're on this topic, we can just
okay.
well, yeah, let's just, yeah, because I feel like this kind of goes right into how they view black people. And it's kind of the same mentality, the lack of respect, the lack of showing black and brown bodies respect and dignity and humanity. And we went into in depth about just the horror of what those police officers did to this 15-year-old child. Well, just an update on that is that there was massive protests all over England.
Hold on. Talk, TCC said she can't hear me. Can you hear me?
You sound like you're in a tunnel.
I'm not. I haven't even touched my phone. Is it still a tunnel?
It's better than it was.
Okay. Well, I
Oh, there
didn't.
you go. Now you're back. Yes, now you're back.
Okay.
Okay, so stay right there. So, just what I was saying is just an update on that is, ever since that story broke, just about all of England has been outraged. I mean, every race and creed, everyone has been outraged because you can't imagine you send your child to school, and then they're strip searched in the most degrading manner. And
Mm.
so Friday, Saturday, and I think today there have been protests all over England. Um, and the London mayor Sadiq Khan is requesting that for the police officers not just to be charged with misconduct but with gross misconduct, which will can lead to termination. Which this happened in 2020. I don't know, 2 years
Yeah.
ago, that we're still they're still investigating apparently. We learned today that the teacher who called the police, she was fired.
Right.
um, and
Is she really,
so
really fired though?
yeah, well, that's what Dr. Shola's the one who posted it. He said that the teacher, well, he didn't say he or she, it's the teacher, whoever the teacher was. That teacher was fired. And also, one of the things that we've all been very concerned about is because when it came out in the what Child Q had talked about is that she said she felt like nobody sees her and nobody cares. She said she
Mm-hmm.
felt like she was in a box and the walls of the boxes are caving in on her. And she, after all the outpouring of love and support that had come her way, um, her her lawyers, I guess, put out a statement from her and her mom.
Yeah,
And
her legal team.
yeah, and the statement, she says, I want to thank the thousands of people across the world of all backgrounds who have offered me support, but both publicly and through the messages conveyed to my legal team. Following everything I've been through, I know I'm not alone. which is so great. I'm like, thank you, Lord, that she knows, she feels the love, that she knows she's not alone.
So
And her
this,
mom says, I'm sorry, her mom says, we now look to the independent office of the police, conduct to make sure there is an effective investigation into the officers involved, so they are individually held to account and face real consequences for what they have done. We expect the school to reflect on the findings of the city and Hackney Safeguarding Children's Partnership report and take necessary actions against all members of staff involved. So they are, and another update is that they are suing both the police and the school.
so um, Beverly, you said you can hear both of us. Can you hear us? I mean, I haven't done anything differently. So, is this? Can you guys put a thumbs up if you can hear us? So she said she can't hear. Yes, now. Oh, she said yes. Now I can hear. I can barely hear both of you. Pamela, you're sounding like you're in another room. Pedal. I can really hear you, Pedal. She says.
Okay.
You sound like you're on a transistor. Oh, radio. Oh my goodness. All right, so let me log off and log back in. Maybe that will help. Hold on. Let me get off.
I'm sorry, guys. We are having trouble. I don't know if everyone was on when I was explaining. My house, there's a party going on in my house, and so it's extra loud. And so I have come outside to try to do it outside, and I am having problems. And so I am so sorry. If you cannot hear us, I hope if you can give me a thumbs up if you can hear me better. I am outside and hopefully not still in a tunnel. So
Hello.
yes,
Is this better?
I can hear you, Pamela.
Okay. I'm just trying to confirm with the chat room
So
comments.
Lydia says much better. So sorry,
Okay.
guys, we are having some technical difficulties.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I don't know. I just went out and came back in. Hopefully that helped. It's kind of like rebooting your computer for just hoping that it works out. Uh, anyways, so I was gonna say that not only should a teacher be fired, the headmistress should be fired. All the teachers who were in at that moment, who were standing guard outside the bathroom that the police were in with the kid, should be fired.
Yeah.
The board members who are aware of the situation should be fired.
Yep.
This is a cleanse. This is a ritual cleanse. It is not, you don't make the teacher, one teacher, a scapegoat to cover all your sins. No, it is a cleanse from head to toe. It's a trickle down effect of cleansing. So yes, the board should be let go, should be replaced.
Yep.
The principal, the headmistress should go. And not only are they letting go, their pensions should be stopped. They should, I don't know what kind of pensions they have in the UK in terms of like salary, whatever it is, they have equivalents to pensions, should be taken away from them. That is a consequence. Because you know what? This is 2 years. They
Yep.
did, and what they did is a lifetime impact on this kid and possibly on her family, her children.
Yep.
Because if she doesn't nip this right away, if her family doesn't help her to nip this right away, it's going to affect the way that she grows up and how she if she does choose to have family, how that's going to impact them and her
Yeah.
relationship. So no, you've caused her a generation of suffering. So yes, you're going to pay. And what they're taking away from you is nothing compared to what she's going to go through. So
Yeah.
yes, I think this is it should be a ritual cleanse of like firing them and taking away their pensions, if whatever the UK called pension or salary or whatever it is they have is there for people who are in the educational field, should be taken away from them, period.
Yeah.
That's it. Nothing else. Yeah. And if and And if and if I knew who they were, if I was a UK person and I knew who the principal was and the police officers, yes, you should share them, their information. Period. You should. Because this
Right.
is horrible. You took a 15-year-old into a room and basically searched her and
Yeah.
dehumanized her and
Yeah.
asked her to open her leg and take her sanitary pads off. I mean, like, would you ever do this to a white girl? No. What was in for you? Perverts? What was in there for you that you thought it was okay to watch a 15-year-old girl afraid and take a pad out so you can strip search her? Like, why?
Yeah. It is. Yep. And again, it goes back to, and I hope people are hearing me. Pam, I guess you're a little low. They're saying that you're low. But again, one of the reason why I was so happy to see the Belize protest is this. It's for the same reason. It's the lack of respect, the dehumanization of black bodies, black and brown bodies, and also to the adultification of children, where they look at a white child as a child. They even make white adults, they look at them as children when there's something that they've done illegally or whatever. They always call them the man child or the baby, or they're throwing a tantrum like a 2-year old. They always make them kids. But when it's a black child, they always look at them as adults and treat them as adults. And even if it's an adult, why would you even treat an adult in this way? you know and so yeah, that's the thing. So I'm glad that that they people have not just sort of pushed this under the table and
Mhm.
ignored it, but that everyone is like, really, no, this is unacceptable. So I am really happy about that. And I think one of the big thing too is that they are making sure is to protect child Q, protect her identity, even though there's outrage, protecting her and making sure that, because people have already outed the school because I guess the kids at the school were protesting. But whatever happens, that nobody says who she is until she's ready. If she's ever want to come and make herself known, but that we make sure that nobody is printing her name or saying her name, even if they knew who she was, to make sure that it's not trauma on trauma on this poor child. So
And
that
that
was what I
goes
wanted
to
to.
Twitter and even Squaddies. I don't think Squaddies are going to do this, but to people, if you know of anyone, just for the sake of having content, don't do it. Do not expose this kid. Don't think you want to be the first to report about it or anything of that nature. It is not yours. It's not your fight on that in that aspect. Let her be, because this is devastating enough that, and I'm glad the news is out, but that equally is devastating for the news to be out for her. But it's good that it's out so we can really hold people accountable. So let her pace herself when she's ready to reveal herself. Let her be her time, and not anyone wanting to. If you see someone trying to do anything like that on social media, call them out. It is not right. There's no need to reveal who she is, who her parents are, or whatever the case may be. That's not our business. Our business is to support her through whatever she's going through until she's ready to speak out openly. So that's just my
Yeah.
take. That's just,
Yeah.
we don't need her name. Yes, you're right, Lydia. We don't need her name. We don't need to know anything else. What we know is enough for us to be boiled up, and not, we don't need her name. No, that's okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Well,
let's see if anyone has let's see. Oh, Mashar says the girl and her mother needs a UK version. The girl and her mother needs a UK version of Attorney Ben Crump to take her case. I think, so far I think they're doing okay with their attorney, but I totally get what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if UK is a Ben Cramp. That's definitely. Whew, that would be interesting.
Yeah. So, but anyway, moving on. We could come to the Archwell donate to Ukraine. What do you think about it?
I mean, that is just Meghan and Harry. I mean, I will. When it comes to charity and all those things, like at this point, I don't even know what to say. Then that's just their MO. I think they think about these things thoroughly and they pick organizations that are truly doing the work and making an impact. And um, they look past the the norm, if I may. They look past that and it's find organizations who are doing things really doing critical work. And so uh, just them donating through actual to um, charities working on the front line and providing aid to Ukrainians. I think they went with the Hallow Trust, which we know that Diana was a, a patron, I think, of Hallow Trust, I believe, also.
Yeah,
Uh,
Harry's a patron of Halo Trust. Yeah.
yeah, but before there was Diana, Princess
Yeah,
Diana.
Diana. Yes, yes.
Yeah, and so and then also We Are Europe, which I think the goal for that is to really provide the accurate news to
Mm-hmm.
Ukrainians and just globally. And another organization called HIAS, I don't know what that stands for, but they are also another ones that they've donated to, and that's just the three that I saw. I'm not sure if there's any else. Um, and again, like yeah, Harry's been a long-standing patron with Hallow Trust. And they also and which I saw, which I think was really sad. They paid tribute to Sehi Karivan,
Yes.
who a veteran who was enlisted again to go back to war, to fight, and he lost his life tragically. He died. Um, and so they hailed him as the what they called him, the bravery of veterans. I think maybe it's an award that was probably given to him. Correct me if I'm wrong, anyone who knows more about this, which I think was really, 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 really sad to see because I believe he might have been preparing for the Invictus game, but then Ukraine,
Yeah.
as we know,
Yeah.
Ukrainians, veterans wouldn't be able to attend this year's um, Invictus game. So, which is uh, which is sad on its own, but they are fighting a good cause on that end. So yeah, so it's Harry and Meghan. This is something they do, right? They also equally the World Central Kitchen is also at the border of Poland.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Cooking and helping people coming through, so which is also part of Harry and Meghan's. They're part of that. You know, they donated to the organization to help with such situations. So they're always in the mix when it comes to stuff like that. They're strategic about it. They're tactical about it. They want to make an impact. They're not about the noise. They're about
Right.
doing the work and making sure that people's lives are safe. And I think Harry even had a conversation with two Ukrainian ladies in their 20s who have chosen to stay behind. I forgot their names.
Yeah,
Uh,
Alicia and Marina. Yes.
but yeah, Alessia Marina, they've chosen to stay behind so that way they can report the news accurately and also identify. I think they're part of the Hallow Trust, right?
Yeah, they work for Halo Trust, and it's
Hallow
so
Trust.
amazing what they have done because it's so
They
amazing what they've
identify
done
all this.
because
Yeah.
yeah, they have as you said, chosen to stay behind, but apparently they have like a social media platform where they have been giving advice and helping Ukrainians, especially kids, with maybe they're there are unexploded like bombs and stuff that would be strewn around, or
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
maybe kids might be tempted to pick up something they don't know what it is. So they
Mm-hmm.
have been posting all of this information there so that Ukrainians would know what it is that they are seeing, and so
Right.
that they would be protected. So it's just, for me, it's just so inspiring to see that these two young ladies, they're like, we're not gonna leave our families here, and they've stayed behind to fight. And it's just like, wow, such courage. I mean, they had to leave their homes. One of them said, it's like their whole world has been turned, obviously they've had to leave their home, so I'm assuming they're in like a bomb shelter or something. But it's just amazing what they are doing there. So it was great that Harry was able to check in with them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Lydia, you're right. I just want to call this out to Daniel. Where's Daniel? Daniel Medical. Yes, I'm assuming you're not a troll, but what you just posted is what's the word I'm looking for? Is putting out something that is untrue, and it's that it doesn't even. There's no need to say that because we all know it's not true. So if you say that in there, then that means that somehow you're perpetuating that disinformation. Uh, um, so just FYI on that. Anywho's, thanks, Lydia. So yeah, so that's yeah. So big ups to Harry and Meghan. They're doing their thing, and oh, just on a side note, I'm so happy that uh Spotify podcast with Meghan is going to come out in the summer, which is going to be exciting. I can't wait to hear it.
Yes.
Um,
I have a list. Like last episode, we were doing a list of women that we would love to see on her podcast. And so
mhm.
I'm going to post the list in our community page, because we all come up with some amazing ladies that would be fantastic.
Yeah,
Of
I feel
course,
like
we don't
somehow
know who's going to be on her podcast, but we were like, went right ahead and were like, well, we'd like to see these women.
I
And
think,
some men in drag.
I feel like Professor Mary will be there. Um,
Oh, we didn't think of her. Yes.
yeah, I think Professor Mary could be on it. I feel like uh, Vice President Kamala Harris could be there.
Yep,
Uh,
yep, yep.
I
We
feel like
got her.
I feel like Michelle Obama has to be
Yep,
there.
we got her too.
Uh, Hillary Clinton, because they have history.
Who is that?
Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, yeah, we got her. Yeah.
Hillary's there. I think Anna DuVernay might be there.
Oh, I don't think no, we didn't have Anna.
I
Maybe I
think Anna
forgot to
DuVernay
write
could be
Anna in there.
there.
Yeah.
Um, she might go for some of the activists, like Mallory, those Black Lives Matter activists. Um,
Oh, okay.
I feel like they might also be there, one of them. Who else do I think could be there? Oh, she might speak to some of the senators for paid leave.
Oh,
Um,
like Kirsten Gillibrand.
yes, she might have some of them.
Ah, I don't think we have Kirsten. That would be
Yep,
awesome.
yep. Thanks, Don Robinson. Gales, thank you so much for the super sticker. Yeah,
Oh, thank you, Dawn. We appreciate
I think she might
it.
be there. I think who else? Oh, who else? I feel like I'm thinking outside the box. Because not the people that I mean, I don't think Stacey Abrams, Stacey's already been there with her, so I don't know if Stacey will be a repeat person, but I don't know. It'll be interesting to see.
Well, it would be great because Stacey is running for the governor of of Georgia. So
Georgia.
it would be
Yeah.
great for her to be on. It would be great publicity for her, and because the it's coming out in the summer, and so I think it would be great publicity for Stacey. I mean,
Yeah.
she already was on the first Archwell episode, so I think
Oh,
if I were her,
I
I'd
think
want
I
to.
think Serena will be on it.
Yeah, we got Serena and Venus. Yeah.
Serena and Vina, because Serena's a venture capitalist. Her her business is doing well, so I think it might be on it how to help women invest, especially women of color. Um, so I think Serena will be there. Who else? I feel like she might be so in because Meghan picks people that she has history with or aligns with. That's her MO, right?
Yeah.
She tends to like someone she's spoken to, maybe even, oh, what's her name? Valerie, what's that CEO name? The one that she was on The Wired with?
Oh, yeah, we got her. Yeah, I forgot her name at the
Okay,
second, but yeah,
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 I think she'll be on there.
yeah.
Oprah might be there.
Catherine said, Lady Jill, sorry, First Lady Jill Biden and Regina King. Yeah, we had Regina King, but we didn't have Jill Biden. But yes, definitely.
Yeah,
It's so funny. I feel like Jill Biden is like Megan's fashion twin. She tends to
yeah,
dress like
yeah,
a
yeah,
lot
yeah,
of
yeah. I think that will be great. I also think who else that'll be interesting. I don't know, but yeah, listen, we will be surprised either way. Either whoever it is, she might pick some people from the UK too. Maybe, ooh, maybe Eugenie might be on it
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I would kind of be surprised, but I wouldn't be surprised. I mean,
because
usually in spite of
They
her
came to the
father,
US. They
yeah.
came to the US and they stayed at their place. So who knows if she recorded something with her?
Oh yes, H Night. Thank you so much, Melody Hobson.
But yeah,
Yes,
Melody
yes, yeah,
Hobson, that's
Melody
her name.
Hobson
Yeah,
for the deal book interview thing she did with
yeah.
with Megan. Yes, thank you so much,
Um,
H Night.
but yeah, I think I won't be surprised Eugenie, because Eugenie was it's Megan's friend before she knew Harry.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
So,
It's so funny.
so
We always forget that she was friends with Megan long before she was friends with Harry,
yeah,
and they
yeah.
didn't even meet.
So
She didn't even meet Harry through usually.
no, yeah. So we never know. We'll see. I'm open to finding out. I can't wait to hear what she has to say and talk. But one thing for sure, it will be explosive and fun and just insightful and impactful. That's for sure.
Yeah. And one of the things that people were asking, and it's so funny, when I first heard the news from HuffPost, Carly Ledbetter broke the news. My first tweet to her, because of course I am nosy and always want to know things, I was like, well, what about Harry? And I know, so I was like, well, is he gonna do a podcast? And so I know, like, then trolls were like, she's ditched Harry. And then so I had to literally post, like, okay, when Michelle Obama and Barack Obama signed the deal with Spotify, they signed it through Higher Ground, which is their production company. And they both each have their own separate series that,
Mhm.
suits their interest. And so I could totally see this happening. Harry maybe have one, say, with, about mental health or about the military guys, whatever, and Megan doing whatever she's doing in this one. So it
Yeah,
could
I
be one
follow
of those. I
both.
would love to hear Harry as well.
Yeah, I follow both
So maybe.
Michelle and President Barack Obama on their podcasts. I listen to both of them. They're different. And so funny, you hear Michelle talk about Barack on her show on the beginning about or reference him depending on what she's talking about, and then Barack will
Mhm.
reference Michelle on his podcast, depending on what he's talking about. But Michelle's own started off with just introducing us to who she is and her friends, her core friends, right, and reminiscing.
Right.
And so I can see Megan doing that too, having her close friends maybe some of the cast from Suit, and the people that she's known, just to get to reintroduce her to people, new
Right.
followers.
And Mama Doria.
Yeah, Mama Dara could be on it as well. And so I can see that. And then Harry, you're right. Harry can have his show with somebody. I think Harry will probably pair it with somebody. I feel like have like a
Right.
co-host, where maybe with that friend of that military friend of his and Scott, whatever his name is. Scott, the one that lives with his wife they both served and they moved to California to join Harry.
Dean
That
Stott.
Dean Scott, yes, Dean Scott. I can
Stott.
see him.
Stott.
Oh, okay, whatever. Yeah, him, Dean. Um,
Yeah.
him and Harry having their um a podcast together. I can see that.
That. I could totally see that. They are such good pals, and Dean is really
Yeah,
good. I mean,
yeah,
he's really good. So yeah, I could
yeah.
totally see that. Cookies and Cream says, I hope Megan has Valerie Jarrett, and I think Valerie is for awesome. Yes, that would be cool.
Yeah, I'm sure she'll have a round of, great people. They probably have already done this. They're just waiting to air it, just
Right.
fine tuning it. So it is Marsha said, usually on it will drive the derangers insane. LOL. Uh, yeah, so
Well,
we'll
in
see.
spite of, I mean, usually the thing is, usually actually just started her own podcast about sex trafficking, which is, it's a little bit of a, because of her dad, and it's like you don't want to judge someone based on their father's behavior, but this is something that she's very passionate about, and she has, she started a foundation to prevent sex trafficking. And so, which is very ironic, but it is. And so she has actually started a podcast about that. So she has her own podcast too. So it'd be interesting to see if Megan would have her on and what that conversation, yes, it'll definitely drive the royal family like, what?
Yeah, yeah. So, anyways, I one thing I also wanted to talk about is I'm sure you guys have all seen this, but I saw Thrive on Purpose at Free Peeper. You guys know Free Peeper, right? It's one of uh some of the one of our old squaddies. She posted that, you know how Simon Rex, can you guys hear me? How Simon Rex we talked about how he was being offered 70K to lie about sleeping with Meghan, and he
Yeah,
chose
yeah.
not to. So obviously, we've when he said this, when this was expressed like 2 years ago or so, and the squads were like talking about it, none of the media picked it up, right? Nobody wanted to say anything about it. Not the UK, of course not, and definitely not the US. US wasn't picking it up either. But now, guess who wrote an article about it today? The Today Show online wrote an article about talking about this, and they quoted our very own Royal Suitor, um, and the response from Simon Rex to Royal Suitor's tweet
Yeah.
confirming that yes, he did get a thank you note from Meghan, and he framed it. And I thought that was fantastic that now this huge media are picking the story up, because there's another video of this writer or something. I don't know. I can't remember, but there was this video where she was releasing her book and she was being questioned. She said, "Oh, she was asked to come on a show and say a lie or say something about Meghan." She was interviewed and called, and she said she wouldn't do it. I don't know if you remember that. There was a little clip that went around
Yeah,
YouTube.
yeah.
Yeah,
There are two.
yeah.
She, and there's this other like a therapist or something who said the same thing, and the therapist was like, shame on other people who take it. She's like, don't believe
Hmm.
any psychotherapist that comes on those shows. Yeah,
Yeah. So then you can see that there are people who have just value and wouldn't compromise. But then at the same token, one can only imagine how many people took those money and flat out lie and said things, and which is so oh my goodness. It's scary. It's scary. So kudos to Simon Rex for
yeah,
um having integrity and just not caving into these evil people, because he did say he needed the money. He was flat broke. Uh,
yeah,
his conviction and his integrity wouldn't let him to compromise that way. And look at that. Now he's in a really good show, and he's like I said in the last podcast, he got a Spirit Award or something like that.
yeah. I mean, look at how, talk about him, how God has blessed him, and also Melba, who is opening up a new restaurant.
In
She's
New
actually
Jersey.
co-hosted Kelly and Ryan show. I
Hmm.
mean, look at look at how these people are being blessed in so many wonderful ways. It's like, you do the right thing, you
Yeah.
know, it comes
Yeah.
right back to you.
Completely, completely. It's just like it might not feel right in the moment. It might like because you feel like everything you want to compromise, but listen, it doesn't go unnoticed.
Yes.
You will be rewarded one way or the other. So I'm so glad that Megan's podcast has been dubbed. Yeah, it's been dubbed groundbreaking. Yeah, exactly. So that's we can't wait. I mean, listen, I can't wait. I equally can't wait for Harry's book. I'm like, just release it already so I can pre-order. That's what I want to do.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
the thing with Harry is, and I understand the timing of this because right now, as we speak, Harry is filming Heart of Invictus because they're filming, and it's
right.
so funny. I think it was one of the soldiers from London posted something about that they're filming Heart of Invictus right now, and then he deleted the tweet. And so,
Oh, okay.
yeah, because Heart of Invictus is about the lead up, the athletes training to the lead up to the Hague, to Invictus Games, and so they are filming that all over right now. So it's so I believe because with Harry is focused on getting that done. And then so Meghan is focused on doing her podcast. So you know what I mean? So I'm like, well, they're both busy. Plus Meghan is doing Pearl. So it's like perfect.
Yeah, yeah. And also, I mean, they probably have other productions in line as well, um,
Yeah.
to be produced. So, but I mean, Harry's book, it should be, if it's going to be released this year, then it should be probably done by now. They're probably just editing and reviewing things because they
Yeah,
need that time to do
yeah.
all that. So that book is just going through editing. That's about it. What should we add? And listen, somebody made this comment, and I think it could be true that God forbid the queen passes away before the book comes out, um, that the book might change.
Oh, it might. Oh no. Well,
They
they
might
will
change
probably want to
because
add that.
they might add no, that, and they might add some new stuff to it, things that he wants to hold back. Um, in respect for the queen, might be like, okay, now that she's gone, I can say X, Y, and Z about these people. So
But
who knows?
look, knowing the royals and how long they live, Queen Betty is not going anywhere for a few years. Charles is gonna have to sit there and wait. He's like, I am on strong
Oh, poor
lungs,
child.
children I have.
Oh yeah.
You're gonna have to wait until so Queen Betty's not going anywhere.
Pedro, you're going in and out. Pedro, we can't hear you. It's like you're in a tunnel. You're breaking up.
Okay, back out.
Okay, this is
It's
much better.
raining outside, so I had to come in for a second.
Okay,
But
this is much better.
True says, does anyone know if the Sussexes are going to be presenters at the awards?
No, no, I don't think
No.
so. I don't think so.
Facts
Oh,
matter.
somebody?
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Tax Matter. Thank you. Thank you so
Oh
much.
my
I just saw
goodness.
that.
Oh my goodness. Facts matter. Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. For sticking with us even through our sound issues and going sound going in and out. I'm so sorry, but thank you so much.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna present an award. No, they might receive an award for something. Uh, Um, but no, I don't think they're going to present that award. At least not yet. I think in a couple of years, right? When they've really um, assimilated into the society, none of they haven't, but just this whole everybody's. I think at this point, everybody's like, look, are they going to do it? Are they not going to do it? So the interest is there. I think when the interest has become normal, I don't mind seeing them. You know, Harry give an award. That would be funny to hear him at the Oscars or something give an award. Um, but it's up to them. It's their life. Either whatever they choose to do, they've thought through it and they won't compromise their integrity or anyone
Mm-hmm.
else's. So I trust them. So if that's what they want to do, then they've thought through it and they're doing it for a good cause. They might give an award to maybe a documentary that has won award based on soldiers or veterans or something to that nature. That I can see, right?
Right. And it's so funny because when I saw the tweet today with the Afghan film and them being on talking to Harry, I hope everyone can hear me. Is I'm like, well, if they do, I mean, we don't know if they're going to be at the Academy Award or not. I have no idea. Nobody knows. But if they are, then that would be something that I could see, like for him presenting, say, this film with the award because it has to do with Afghanistan. Or
Mm-hmm.
maybe they did some kind of grant or something that will fund fundraisers in I mean would fund films like this in places like Afghanistan where they may not have the resources to be able to make this kind of documentaries, because they're so important. So I could see them working with the Academy Award to do something like that. So if they're
Hmm.
there, that would be something I would think that they would do.
Yeah.
They wouldn't just show up just to go walk on the red carpet, as we've
No,
seen.
no, no.
That's
It
not
has
who
to be
they
a
are.
purpose. Yeah.
So they would be there to do something like, so yeah, I could totally see them funding, creating a grant or something with the Academy to fund filmmakers
Well,
in these parts of the world that
it would be like
don't
it would just
necessarily
be like
have
the
it.
NAACP, where they will give what through actual will be able to have an award that's given out to people on a yearly basis based
Yeah,
on some
yeah,
kind of achievement or production or documentary, or even Harry supports the veterans who run transcontinental.
yeah.
So it might be something like that. I can see them having that affiliation through actual, giving an award. So then they can come out and give that award, but not for a movie, you know, you know,
Yeah, that
uh,
they don't have nothing to do with.
that has nothing to do with it. Yeah, they won't do that. Oh, April says, I want to go to Melba's. Yes, trust me, I order from Melba all the time. And what I did at my job is that for Black History Month, one of the restaurants that I had them order food for us for lunch was Melba's. I
Oh,
actually
nice.
had I recommended, and we have ordered, and we have a lot of Black small business restaurants, including, if you guys don't know, and this is not sponsored, but Voila Afrique. The owner's name is Margaret. She's
Mhm.
really cool. We ordered from her. Is African. So she's on in New York. So if you check her out, we really highlighted her, and then Melbourne, and another restaurant that we ordered. We are also ordering from a company called, is in Brooklyn, called Brown Syrup, I think it's called.
Mm.
Um, it's so good. The menu, look at the menu. I was like, ooh, we can't wait. They do like biscuits with, you don't eat, you're a vegan, so you don't eat meat. So,
Yeah,
um,
I was gonna say I would. I checked out Melba's restaurant because I wanted to go. I'm like, they don't cater to me
but they gave us
other than a
vegan food for
salad.
our, they cater for vegan for us. They did that. They created a menu for vegan for us because we have vegan.
So they can do like a la carte thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. They
Okay,
did.
then
Yeah,
they're good to
it's
know.
it's it's hard to do soul food vegan, just to be honest with you. But
Yeah.
they came through. They came through. Like collard greens without the meat.
Right,
Um,
right,
they
yeah.
did vegetables and stuff like that. So yeah, they came through. So
Okay, so
yeah.
Susie
So
Q says, Pamela, I disagree. They can
oh
present because the Oscar needs ratings.
no,
That's
no,
true.
heck no, 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 no,
But I
no.
don't see Harry
Oscars
and
needs
Meghan doing it
ratings.
just because the Oscar needs ratings.
Yeah, no, they're not gonna no, this no. Oscars are not, no, heck no. Harry and Meghan are not gonna be helping Oscars needs to pull their own bootstring by diversifying and electing black movies and actors and actresses, so that way people of other communities can watch the Oscars to increase their rating. That's the solution. Not
Yeah.
Harry and Meghan. If they nominate more Black and Latin and other diverse people for Oscars, and they win, then those communities will be more aligned to watch the Oscars. If not, no.
Exactly. No, I totally agree. Sylvia wants to know what's your favorites from Melba's.
Oh,
What's your
I
favorites from
usually get,
Melba's?
so yeah, so I get the mac and cheese, which is good, but I always get the wild caught grilled black grilled salmon. Um, and then I get the collard greens. And my dessert, I always go for the red velvet. It's a lot of calories. Trust me, I enjoy it. So
I have to
it's really
try.
good.
Yeah, I have to try. Yeah, hopefully one day I could have like some collard greens, like some vegan version without like the stuff, all the
Yeah,
stuff that they
yeah,
put in there. Yeah,
yeah. Because the collard greens, they put meat in it. They put a turkey or
yeah,
something in it, I think. Yeah.
yeah.
So yeah. Um, so Melba's is great, and so we're ordering from this other place. So yeah, and then for this month, which is ending, it's the Women History Month. Um, what I've been also pushing on my job is also just ordering food from women-owned businesses, right? So for February, Black History Month, it was any restaurant that was owned by a Black person. For Women's History Month, we're pushing to order lunch from women-owned businesses across. So I think some Mediterranean food, some African food, some Caribbean food, all women-owned businesses. So if you can do so at your jobs and highlight those, yeah, if that's something that you can, please go for it. Uh, encourage women-owned businesses for this month if you can. Just FYI.
Yeah. And Beverly says, haters always like to know what Harry and Meghan are doing. When they don't get information. They write lies, and this goes along with that whole Oscar. They're going to the Oscar
Mhm.
story. That's just
Yeah,
something that came up with. I think one of the tabloids came up, but they do this every year. Every year
right,
that the Sussex, what is the third year now or whatever, the Sussexes have been, Oscar time has come around and they've said the same thing. Just about every award, they say the same thing. They're just throwing things out and hoping something sticks.
right.
And
You don't
so,
know.
if Harry and Meghan's people haven't said it, just
Yeah,
consider it as not true.
you don't know. And they will not get any information of Harry's and Meghan's team. They are such a tight team, nothing leaks. They're very professional. They know what their assignment is, and they stick to the assignment. You don't
Right.
you don't you don't deviate. And they trust their people, and their people trust them. And so no, nobody knows. That's why we didn't know when Harry flew to Texas until somebody there just posted a
That's
picture,
right.
and it was just one picture. Like really, if you think about it, usually you find several pictures of different angles. It was just one picture. Um, you wouldn't see anything. So it's not, yeah. So no, they have it locked down, and I'm so happy for them. Like really,
Yeah.
they are doing a great job. Um,
Oh, by the way, Pam, you have Sylvia drooling. She's
oh
like, I
Sylvia,
want to go to Melbourne right now.
Sylvia, you should go to Melbourne, and also like listen, you can. I don't know if that donation page is still there, but I donated to them because Melba was helping, like I said previously. So if you guys feel like helping out, yeah, feel free to help out. I think um uh one of the things, again, I share these things so that way if your company does these things that you can initiate. One of the things I did was I actually spoke to Tina, and I needed like black owned or women owned charities, organizations, that because my company is doing a match if you donate to these charities. So Tina gave me about like 15 or 20, which she has on her website. And so I looked through and I submitted 9 of them, which included Genesis. You guys remember Genesis, right? That we we helped Genesis in Texas, that Harry and Meghan
Yeah.
donated to.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah. So there was Genesis. I had Loveland. I have Girls Inc. or Girls Code. There's a few ones that I suggested to my company because people want to donate to these charities. When they donate, then our company will match their donation. So if your company does those things, look into it. Um, Look for other charities that we tend to, and some companies would do internationally, us just do nationally. So you can another way to support these organizations, right, and this charity. So look into it and let's spread the love and help. Uh-oh, that's my landline ringing. Sorry.
Oh. We are having all kinds of issues, guys. This is what
So
this is what
hold
live
on.
are. See, it's so much easier
Yep.
when you're able to like film it, and then you can edit it, and then you could take out all the mess that we are going through today, and it looks like it's great, and then you do live and you're like, shoot, you know.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
Natty
Nutty
Doctor, thank you.
Doctor. Thank you so much, Nutty Doctor. We appreciate, oh my goodness. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for always supporting. So much appreciated. Thank you.
So let's see. Oh, Jean MK, hello. Um, Megan straight her childhood friend until college. There was no, I don't know what you're talking about. Joe DCC. I don't know what you're talking about. Um, let's go into the chat. Anyone has any questions or something they want us to talk about quickly? We can quickly, we have a few more minutes. I haven't had dinner. So I'm hungry. Oh, Sylvia said we
Yeah,
love when
poor
facts
Lydia.
and
Lydia is
feelings
also hungry. Lydia, you got to go to Melba's.
Petal and Pam, we are family. There are no issues, just family shooting breeze. Oh, okay. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about, but I was just trying to understand. Um, cool, Lydia. Absolutely. Um, we love when Facts and Two Cents do a podcast. Thanks, Sylvia. Appreciate it. Um, what can you say about Oscar presentations? Presentation, I believe Nani Doctor was saying. Do you know what she's asking about?
I'm not sure. What do you mean, Naughty Doctor? I'm not sure. Also, what you mean? What you mean by just Oscar presentations? If you can clarify a little bit so we understand.
Oh, Kanita said they must have done something hurtful to Harry. Why they are concerned about his book. Listen, Harry was born into that family. He's seen things, okay? He has seen things, and he finna tell it all. Like the South says, he finna tell it all. He's gonna tell it all. At least in a way that. Well, let me take that back. Knowing Harry again, maybe he won't say it all. Um,
No.
yeah. Now that I think about it, Harry is more protective and cares about them, unlike them, they would expose everything if they were in Harry's shoes. Harry will protect them. He will speak the truth. I think Harry will reveal things that affected his wife. You know what I mean? Like Megan's how Megan was treated. Um, he definitely wouldn't talk about the Archie skin, the racist remark by William. Yes, I said it's William. Um, but I think he would talk about the way the firm or the institution treated Megan, um, and stuff like that. And then his childhood, his mom. I think those are things that Harry would probably talk about and how that affected him. Um, but yeah, I don't know. Listen, we can all speculate, but until the book comes out, we don't know. What I heard, this representation rumor was first reported by the Sun. Wait, Diane, did you see Diane Hawkins' message of when I heard the, uh, okay, I see what they're saying, that H&M presenting Best Actor, Best Picture at Oscars. Uh, and I think that's what Nadi Professor is saying, and I think that coincides with what Diane said. So is that a rumor that the Sun is saying, like Federer was saying, it's just a rumor, they're just throwing things out there?
It could be, yeah. I mean that's all part of it. I mean, I know, like was it a couple years ago? Michelle Obama presented something, but they usually do whoever won the best picture the year before. Usually
Federer, your internet, Federer, we can't hear you very well.
Okay, can you hear me better?
Yeah.
Okay. I think how they usually do it is like whoever won the year before usually is the one that
Yes,
presents.
does that.
So
Yeah.
that's what
Yeah.
I know. I mean, I'm not an awards person. I don't ever sit down and watch these things. So I think that's what they do. I usually just follow it on Twitter or something. I don't have the patience to sit through one of those award shows. I just don't. So, but
Yeah.
I think
I
that's
mean,
what they do. I think that's just
yeah.
the Sun or whomever it is that started that rumor. That's for me. That stuff like that is just they're trying to fill up space. They're trying to make extra money, and they will just throw things out. Who
Yeah.
knows what the truth of that is? If it happens, it happens. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. Listen, if when the Sussex team announces it, then it is. Then we will go with it. Until then, I don't see reason to believe anything else unless they come out and say it. So, um, Bright Eyes says, PBJ says, Harry was pretty blunt in the me you can't see. He sure was. That's why they are so nervous of what he was saying in the book. Very true. That's a good point.
Yes, exactly. And it's kind of like if they hadn't done anything to Harry, they wouldn't be so worried. If
Yep.
they were completely on the up and up and treat him like a human being that he is, and weren't, that abusive spare role that they assign people to, and someone was mentioning earlier about, I'm sorry, I just completely lost my train of thought. But the point I'm trying to make is, if they hadn't done anything to Harry, they wouldn't be worried.
Yeah.
They know what they've done, and they're afraid Harry out them. It's like, and that's the thing with the royal family. It's like, it's not, okay, I know I did something wrong. Let me change my behavior. Let me change that action. Let me make amends for what I did. Is, oh, let me, abuse you and vilify you and make you sound like a liar so that you don't expose what I did to you. And that's their ammo. That's always been their ammo.
Yeah. Yeah. So true. Margaret Ruthland Terrell was before Royal Success. Yes. No, Royal Success just started. That's Baron. Baron didn't start till when? When did Baron start his podcast? I mean, that was recently, right? I don't know. But yeah, Terrell was been there before Royal Success. Um, Sylvia says, Pamela and Petal, it makes me sad to think Harry had to hear the tabloid say for years one of Dan's boyfriends was his father. Yeah, one can only imagine how devastating that was for him. That must be really hard. And even if he knew it wasn't true, it's still out there and it's bothersome. Just so yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
and that's the thing that always gets me upset when I see British people, a lot of British people saying, "Oh, we love Harry. We've always loved Harry," and always claiming the love. And these are the same people that would do. Imagine being a child, you know, and to hear this all the time and have this thrown at you, even as an adult, and it's just like, I don't know what these people's version of love is. I don't understand what they think love is, what loving someone is. And that's why I'm glad, Harry has never endeared himself to, like, he like, no, I'll walk away from you. You don't know me. You didn't love me.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Um, Dan Hawkins says Harry said the book would be about the man he has become. Either way, Harry will say far less than what his family would tell on themselves. True. Um, Agree, Daniels. What else is there? Beverly McCaskill. The Oscar organization hasn't even said anything, so why believe anything from the island? Very true.
Very true. Very true.
Um, oh, Hockey Helen. Good morning.
Hawkeye Ellen, yeah.
Oh, Hawkeye. Oh, sorry. I didn't even read that. Sorry. Hawkeye Helen. Sorry. What was I saying? That was horrible.
Hockey
Hawkeye.
Ellen.
Yeah, Hockey. Hawkeye Helen. Good morning. Good Monday. Good Monday morning. Oh, you must be in Australia. Global Squad is Petal and Pam. You must be in Australia.
Ah, yes, either Australia, New Zealand. Where are you, Hawkeye? Well, no, don't tell us. Please
Don't
don't.
tell
Don't.
us
Yeah, no.
unless you feel like, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Protect your privacy.
Adrian Burrows says William is the only one who has in public a discomfort for people of color. I highly believe he's the only one who has the problem with his blood nephew and now niece color. Interesting. Yeah. Well, it's
Yeah.
all things to seems to be direction towards him. But anyways,
Yeah.
um, what else?
Mashar. Mashar says, I think in his book, Harry's going to tell us about his mental health. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
about his mental health journey, growing up a royal, and dealing with the lies the press said about him. I don't think he will tell all on the family. I agree with that, Mashar. I totally agree. Harry's just not that kind of person.
No.
I would blast them, but I
Yep.
don't think Harry is that way.
No, Harry will. Because another day, I think with Harry and Meghan. think about is the impact on their kids, right? Um, and their kids. So because whatever you say out there, you might feel have a sense of relief temporarily, but that statement or whatever you say, it's there forever and to be used against your children and their children's children. And even though it is the truth, just because it's the truth doesn't mean that it needs to be said publicly.
Right.
Because you can say to the person privately and deal with it privately and just live your life. And the person who is guilty will expose themselves, as we can see William is doing. So Harry doesn't have to expose him. He would do it himself. So
Yeah, and Harry's different from any of the others, and his family ought to know that by now. I have no idea what they think his able tactics and threats. When he is shown repeatedly, he will not be phased. Yep. The funny thing about this whole book thing is that I think they're behaving the way they would do what they would do if they were in Harry's shoes. They would. I mean, we've seen
mhm.
William allow Jason Knopf to release Harry and Meghan's private email and private text. So it's kind of like when you're that kind of person, you expect other people to be that way.
Yeah. Oh,
The kind of person who would release, the idea that they'd release, like, I still can't in my mind believe that they literally break that confidentiality agreement and release their private email and private text to the Daily
right.
Mail of all people.
Yep. Hey, Hawkeye Helen said, yes, Perth, Western Australia. It's okay, ladies. Nothing to hide here. Well, glad.
Oh,
Thank you.
hi, Australia.
Yeah. Wait, can you guys indicate where you guys what state you guys are in or what country you're in, if you feel comfortable? I know we have Australia, definitely from Hawkeye. Um, any New Yorkers, any some New
Oh,
Jersey
we have
from the
some, but
South.
I would probably rather people protect their privacy,
I
honestly.
mean, the state doesn't mean their address. That's fine. We've done it on other shows where people have called people to indicate their states. It's just a state. It's not. We're not asking for address. It's just a representation of where our people live. Okay, Leaders of Ohio. Awesome. Oh, V Thomas is in Canada. Oh, hi, Canadian.
Oh,
Helen is in
Fatimata,
Amsterdam.
Brooklyn.
Yeah, Helen is in Helen Goyen is in is that how you pronounce it? It's in Amsterdam, the Netherlands.
Beverly,
Legion is
Philadelphia.
in Canada. Fatumata is in Brooklyn. Hey, Brooklyn.
Ever see?
Dolores is in Florida. Bermuda, living in the Triangle.
New Yorker, Miss Raven.
Bright Eyes, California. Diana,
Kate in
Dallas.
Tennessee.
Mountain, Kenite, Mountain, Georgia.
Claudia in
Beverly, Philadelphia,
Canada. Michelle in
Florida.
Texas. Michelle, you just want the Invictus in Texas, don't you? I just know you do.
Kate,
Denise is in
Tennessee.
Alabama. Caroline. Yeah,
Tennessee
you too,
whiskey.
Carolyn.
Tennessee
Nelly.
whiskey is one of my favorites. I love
Oh,
that song.
Nelly's in Great Britain. Oh, poor
Raven,
you.
New York. Hey, Raven.
Reba. Can y'all
Claudia,
just please
Canada,
send some? Can you send
Texas,
some California weather, please? Like, I'm so tired of the cold right now.
Los Angeles, California, Reba, Charleston, South Carolina, Detroit,
Joyceville. Oh, hey,
Michigan,
Joyce. And
Valerie,
Elizabeth in
Manhattan.
Detroit. And Valerie in Manhattan. Hey, my Valerie.
Catherine's also in New York, Bronx, New York. Hey, Catherine. Boogie
Ah,
down
and
Bronx, the
Ty's in
Bronx,
California, and Sylvia's in Georgia.
Georgia.
Sylvia, you
Georgia's on my
gotta
mind.
Stacey Abrams, man. You gotta. I love Stacey Abrams. I just think she is the best
Yeah,
person in the
you guys need
world.
to vote for Stacey all through and through. So,
It's so funny.
Virginia,
I see her as a president one day. I totally see her as running for president. I just love her.
yeah,
And
Cynthia
Cynthia,
Bamonte,
Virginia.
Cynthia Morton is Ghanaian. I know the last name sounds very Ghanaian. So Virginia.
Yeah, and Dawn is in
Um,
London. Hi, Dawn. I know it's
Hi,
really late in
Dawn.
London. Thank you
Yeah,
for
Dawn.
hanging out with
Yes.
us. It's late. It's
We're
what?
hanging out.
Probably
It's like
after
midnight.
midnight.
Yeah, over midnight.
Yeah, Joyce is in Missouri. Think we
California.
I have a friend in Missouri. Um, Eldridge is in Oakland, California. Oh, Eldridge, I was in your neighborhood a couple of years ago. I was interviewing one of my favorite people in Oakland. She is was an army intelligence, the first black army intelligence officer that's in Oakland. She's amazing. She served in Vietnam during the war. She is the most amazing 90. I think she's now like 96-year-old that you'll ever met. So feisty. But I will always remember Oakland.
Marsha says Invictus in Texas. Yes, Marsha, you're too funny. You're trying to start a new argument
Michelle,
here.
it's in gonna be in New York. You and I are gonna fight. It's gonna be in
Vinnie
New York,
Blair,
okay?
Canada.
Vinny is
Bellissima.
in Canada and
I love
Bellissima
that
in
name.
London.
Bellissima. It's in London.
Bellissima. You just now killed my dream here. I was imagining it Italy. Why
Yeah,
you
but
just killed my,
but
I was thinking,
he
ooh, she's in Tuscany or something. I had visions here.
Roswell, Georgia, Seattle,
Toots,
Charities
Takanani
in
Doro.
Seattle. Man, oh, Seattle
And
sounds like
charities
it's
in
afternoon,
Seattle.
like 3 o'clock. That's awesome. Thanks, Squaddies, all over. Thanks, team.
Yes.
Denver, Colorado, Alita, Portres. Thank you guys all from all over.
Aw.
We appreciate you guys. Oh, Gil says no, it's not midnight. It's 22:45. Um,
Sorry.
sorry. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Okay, I think we picked up an hour, didn't we? Okay, yeah, yeah. Okay, there you
Oh,
go.
yeah. Right. It's true.
I forgot. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, by the way,
Sistren is in Brooklyn. Yeah, Brooklyn.
next year, I think the U.S. is gonna get rid of the daylight savings. So Congress has passed this. I think it goes in effect next year. So we
You
will
know,
be.
I while I appreciate that, I have to say we are asking them to fix the voting rights and they give us daylight. I'm like,
Well,
people, focus.
yeah.
Voting rights. I mean, I appreciate the daylight saving, whatever, but seriously, voting.
Lynn Wright is in Trinidad. Hey, Lynn. Thanks for joining from Trini.
Let us from Trinity, Yellen, my people. Oh my goodness, it's so good to have a Trini on. Yeah, that's my people.
um. So, Lynn, how is the weather? Oh, Valerie is asking Lynn how the weather is in Trini. So yeah. Anywho's, that's
Thank you guys so much.
yeah, it was fun. Just shooting the breeze and just coming up with some new information. Listen, if you guys have any more questions, let us know, or else we will wrap this up. Voting rights, please. Yes, Sheila, you're right. We
Yes,
need voting
yes,
rights. That's
totally.
for sure. That's for sure. I said to someone, I'm really don't care about daylight savings. For a while, I actually didn't mind it, but because in my mind it broke the monotony for me.
Hmm.
Like I was able to, okay, I need to transition. This is in my mind, structure wise, because I like to have structure in my head. So I didn't mind it. But I can also see how, because a friend of mine brought a good point where kids have to get up early and go to school and it's dark. But then I was like, does that even make a difference in the winter? It's still going to be dark.
Right, right.
So, but if majority wants it, that's a democratic system. Majority wants it, the majority gets what they want. That's how a democratic system works. So
Yeah,
personally, I don't really mind. I don't care.
yeah.
Either or no, I'm fine. Voting rights, yes.
Yes, definitely. And payment
That
for
is
all,
more of a
yes.
concern. Lynn said the weather is
And
beautiful. Oh, good.
yes, I'm
Sunny
so
and
happy.
breezy. Lucky you, Lynn. Lucky
I
you.
know.
Well, we are cold in New York. Um, and today, spring starts today, doesn't it? officially
well,
dust
it
today.
was nice, and now it's like windy and cold. So yeah,
Well, there goes spring.
yeah, and I'm like standing out in the cold. So
Oh well, then we need to
I
wrap
mean,
this
it's
up.
not terrible, but it
Uh,
is what it is. So yeah,
I'll
but
go and listen to this podcast from the beginning, seeing I came in late. Thank you, ladies. Oh, Hawkeye, yes, please do. Mama Jane, I am Ghanaian. Hey, but I live in Atlanta, Georgia. Hey, Mama Jane. Who to say? Now that's Tree. You might not be a Tree, a kind speaking person. You might be Ewer or Ga or from the north or from the eastern, the whole different places. So either way, uh, I can remember. I haven't spoken Ga in a long time, so it's hard for me to speak. So till your thing, that's Ga, right? Uh, and Chi is Wahutu saying, and I think Hausa is no, is it Lafialo or Nakude? I can't remember. So I do remember some of the languages. Um, uh, so yeah. Anyways,
so okay,
the
so couple of questions. Well, a couple of statements really. Kenita says it'll be interesting if Harry was to reveal the nanny that this did this. Oh, that was
no,
dismissed
we don't
after
need
one
to
day.
know that.
Oh, probably not. It would be interesting, but I don't think they would do that.
No, and
Yeah,
the
I
truth is,
don't
we
think they
don't
would.
need to know that. We don't,
Yeah, that would
they've
be a
handled
little
it. Yeah,
traumatizing.
we don't need to know that. You have to think of Archie. Like just because you want to know so we can, yeah, crucify the nanny or whatever the case would be, the 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 devastation and the implication that will impact Archie is for life. Whatever the case may, whatever it is, the
Yeah,
parents know what
trusting
is
people
best.
would be an issue. Yeah.
Yeah. So no, we don't need to have her revealed. Harry and Meghan have dealt with it, and that's all we need to do. Respect that. So we don't need to know.
Yeah. Well, no, she's just saying it'll be interesting. It would be interesting, but yeah, I don't think it's something that they would do. At least I don't think. Who knows? We could be very wrong on this too.
Listen,
So we don't know
no.
them. You know.
Harry was not willing to talk about Archie's skin. You think he's going to talk about what impacted Archie? No,
Yeah.
he's not. He's sure not. They're going to protect that kid. That's because once they say it, it's out there. People are going to use it. So
Yeah.
they're very. You should look at their MO. They're not going to disclose those things. They're not going to say those. Listen,
Yeah.
he's not even willing to talk about very clear things that we know that William has said or the Queen has done. Like he's so protective, and you think his own blood? Child, Harry's
Yeah.
taking that to his grave.
Yeah. So, anyways, I think that's it. I mean, if you haven't, unless you have anything else, I think we can wrap up.
Oh, Dawn says the clock goes back the end of this month in the UK. I see. Got it. That's why. Okie dokie. All right. Well, yeah. There is nothing else we would like to say. Thank you guys for joining. Hey, like I always say, how many people did we have on here, Lydia? Do you know?
I
That's
think we had like 336. I think it was like 360 something before.
awesome. Hopefully everybody gives a thumbs up. If you haven't, please do so. Give us a thumbs
Yeah.
up.
And please
Also,
subscribe.
yeah, and yeah, subscribe. Absolutely. Go on YouTube, Facts and Two Cents. We're also on Instagram, so feel free, Facts and Two
And
Cents,
Twitter.
and definitely give us a subscribe there and a thumbs up. So thank you so much for Lydia says 362 was the high. Thanks so much,
Ah,
Lydia.
fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Yeah,
And,
share this.
also join our 2 cents crew.
Yeah, definitely. And share this. So next week, hopefully we'll have like 1,000 people on here listening, and that would be great. So definitely, thanks, Lydia. Like, subscribe, and join if you are able. Thank you so much, Lydia. Appreciate you.
And we'll get
Um,
Lydia some help. Thank you
yeah,
so much,
we
Lydia.
might.
You are amazing.
Yeah,
Thank you,
yeah,
thank
yeah.
you,
And if
thank
if if
you.
if we get bigger and a lot more people, we will add one or more moderators to it as well. So Lydia's doing a great job, but the more people we have, I'm sure she will need help. So thank you so much. Bye, Lynn. Thank you. Bye, Diane. Bye, Lydia. Let me say bye to people. Bye, Sylvia, Sheil, Catherine Bride, Adriana, Cooking Creams, Lydia, obviously, Marsha, Rebecca
Felicia,
Arthur,
Diane,
Mama Jane. She puts the Ghanaian flag.
Susie Q. Bye, Susie Q and Sistren.
PPA reporter named Megan on Twitter. Charity Abuajiwa from Lacan, yes, also Ghanaian. Thank you. Bright Eyes by Kenneth by Sistrin. Did you say Sistrin already? Sistrin says
Mm-hmm.
Patrick. I can never pronounce that name. Patrick.
Patricoa.
Pratico myself. Yeah. Felicia Tete. Yes. Um, Valerie Sedano. Thank you so much, PP. Thank you. I think Prudence Montague. Thank you, Eldridge. Uh, Hawkeye already left. I remember Lynn left. So yeah, Arnold Sanders. Thank you. Are we missing anyone else? Just say thank you, Jacqueline
Donnelly.
Baltimore. Yeah, Jacqueline.
V.
Uh,
Thomas.
Reba Henderson. Beverly McCaskill. McCaskill. Yeah, I think we've said everyone's name. Alita Portres, Chodi Sessi, Denise Marcus,
And if we
Vinny
missed
Blair.
your name, definitely yell at me in
Yeah,
the comments.
because I'm scrolling through
Yell at me
quickly.
in the comments for me to change that immediately.
Cynthia Amwantin, Diana Hawkins, Mad Wisdom, Ty Fletcher. Okay. Elizabeth Daniels, I think Pedal mentioned your name. Joyce Voss, Nelly Maya Vanga. Okay, Claudia Banswell, Raven 299, New York. Kate Herrera, MLC. Okay, Age Night. Thank you. Living in the Triangle, Bermuda, Dolores Williams, Fatumata Ba, Kali Jen, and yeah, I think V Thomas. Okay, I've said a whole lot. Kate Herrera, I've said her name already.
And this maps.
Okay, great. Beatrice and Dylan. Did we say that? No, we didn't say that. Mad Wisdom, we mentioned your name already. All right. So if we forgot your name, please forgive us. Susie
Yes,
Q.
again, you could yell at me in comments.
Yeah,
It's like, you
Mary
forgot my
Anna.
name. You didn't say my name. So, yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
we will.
But thank
All
you
right,
guys
great.
so much for
All right, thank
joining
you so
us. And we'll
much,
see you next
Janet.
time.
Bye, everyone. Have a good evening. Have a great weekend and a great week, rather. Sorry. Enjoy your
Yep.
week. We'll talk to you guys next week. Take care. Bye.
Bye.